Okay, we're going to talk the Christianization of rhetoric. And we see a huge shift here, not just in how we define rhetorical theory. So you'll see, and then I always note it, and the way that I remember this whole period is logos shifts from logos being logic to logos being the word of God, which means instead of dealing with little t truth where we're negotiating relative truths, there is an absolute truth, and the absolute truth is the word of God, and that is logic. And so that, as the frame for how all meaning making occurs, is a huge shift. And that's partly made possible because we also at the exact same time see a huge shift in government and power. We aren't looking at a democracy that's led by the people anymore. We don't have this gigantic, Greeks had taken over so much of Europe and parts of Africa, and we, especially because we have Egypt and the Middle East all connected there. The body of water between those continents is significantly smaller than the body of water between, let's say, England and America. And so the cultural exchange and the possibilities, but then also government and power and the mixing of all of those ideas, it's really easy to change really quickly, which is definitely historically what we see in history. But that's also then going to shift, and then shift quickly, how we understand rhetoric. And so Augustine is just the start of it, with a shift towards, if we understand logos as the word of God, we can focus on style and delivery, and we can convert people to Christianity. We can convert the unwashed masses, we can convert children, and we can build this shared understanding and this shared culture. And the focus needs to be on style and delivery because we don't have to worry about logic. We don't need to persuade. We don't need to negotiate truth anymore. There is an absolute truth. That's logos. What needs to be focused on is then spreading the message and the education. So he's really focused on the educational component, how rhetorical education has been foundational since ancient Greek. So he pulls on the ancient Greeks. And all the way through the Middle Ages, you'll see that theorists pull on the ancient Greeks for their approaches to education. But because they've redefined logos, the focus then on style and delivery is not about negotiating the truth, it's about educating about the truth. And so that's a massive shift in this time period.